welcome. Sports fans, thank you for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. With two Hall of Famers, Doris Burke and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. This game against Minnesota is the first time they've met this year.
And somewhat surprisingly, the club split their two meetings last year.
You know, despite the disparity in talent, these two teams played each other tough last year. Let's see how competitive they are this time around.
His playmaking is something to watch. Threading that pass right in there.
And something that makes SGA so dangerous on offense, his elite drive and kick ability.
Yeah, you have to load towards him when he comes off a high pick. He just draws so much attention and can find another cutter or spot-up shooter. He has so much gravity to his game.
And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the end. Indiana Pacers. And so they foul intentionally.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
There's a screen. Lets it go from 14. And he hits the jumper.
Well, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a thirsty scorer, and if you concede the mid-range, he'll take it.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Got it.
This team looks to him to score the ball. They feel good when he's taking the shots.
And slam dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
I love when Shai does not just settle for a layup, finish with authority. What a pretty dunk.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Just a bit ago, Rick Carlisle and I were able to chat. I discussed with Coach how difficult it is to guard Jalen Brunson. He initially joked. He said, you'll have to ask my guys that. Jalen is really gritty, confident player. We can't let him get into a rhythm early or we're going to be in trouble. We'll have to keep our eye on how well this defense does against Brunson. Guys?
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Taking command on offense when they need him. Putting up 21 a game. 5 on the clock. Rebound, Minnesota.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
I almost can't believe what I saw. Incredible.
I'm speechless, man. I'm speechless. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Randall. Corner shot. Offensive board. Edey. Second chance shot. Yep, count it.
Boy, doesn't get any easier than that. What a size advantage, and just goes to work.
Timberwolves trail by 4. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Here's Sharp. And he bangs it home with one hand.
And this guy has some bounce. Always fun seeing Sharp hammer it home.
And Minnesota with possession here. Here's Camby. Ooh, can't tie it up as that one's no good. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Edey. From outside the arc. Sharp grabs the miss.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
The game now all tied up.
Oh, and that's a nice find by one of the youngest players in the league. Sharp with tremendous upside to his game. Throws it down emphatically.
He's got serious hop, right? You add that to his ability to penetrate, that's 2 easy points. Vassell's shot is good.
The team counts on Vassell for this, a reliable producer of three-point buckets.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He hits the back iron and sinks it. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 6. And Minnesota with possession here. They trail by 1. Back to Sharp. Ooh, some solid defense from Gilgeous-Alexander. There's 38 seconds left in the first quarter of the game.
Wow. I'll tell you, such an advantage having a playmaker who can get up to the rim and finish.
Now that is what every team wants.
Oh, you love it. Fearless, aggressive, leaving no doubt whatsoever.
Now here's Randall. Looking at the numbers, he's putting up 7 points a game. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Six to shoot. Randall on the screen. And Gilgeous-Alexander missing.
And unlike some other guys, missing a wide open look won't hurt his confidence at all.
And at the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Indiana ahead. They lead by 3. We've got more in store for you right after this. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And guys, what's your take on Indiana so far?
Well, their offense is clicking so far, capturing the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
When you look back at the history of the league, Doris, no position has evolved more than the center.
You know, B.A., that's a tremendous point because when you look at some of the best players in the league, they occupy the 5 spot. They're asked to do so much. Defensively, protect the rim. Be able to switch out and guard smaller players in the perimeter. Now you're being asked to be able to make shots from 3. I mean, big man's got a lot of responsibility in today's game.
Pippen, no good. The Timberwolves trail. Outside Brunson. Brunson, so confident at the rim.
Yeah, just masterful use of the pick and roll by Jalen Brunson. Shot ready as soon as he wants to let it fly.
Lets it go from the wing. The rebound by the Timberwolves. And that game will mark the end of a 4-game trip. Inside goes Brunson. Here's Zubac. Basket is good. Off the assist from Brunson. Zubac has gotten his 2nd bucket on the night. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Jalen Brunson's craft sets him apart. He said, quote, "I've always played with my instincts and tried to see the game a couple plays ahead. As I've gotten older, that part of my game has gotten wiser and better, but I'm still learning." Ryan, that's a scary thought for the rest of the league.
He's already plenty dangerous, Allie.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Oh, no. He may have gotten injured right there. Man, he's in a lot of pain.
And by the look of it, guys, this could be serious.
Well, these are the moments that can be gut-wrenching for him and his team, right? Anytime you see an injury like this, certainly your heart goes out to him and to his family.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. For 3, Randall. And so far in this one, 2 for 4.
Well, you cannot sleep on Julius Randle. Catch and shoot jumper. Okay, Julius, we see you.
And Doris, no doubt about it, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an absolute monster on offense.
Very quietly, one of the most dangerous offensive players in the game is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's got size, he's got speed, he's got handle, he can score from 3 levels. This guy is a legit force.
Great defense. Can't let guys get open looks inside the arc.
Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Launches it. Another 3 for Indiana.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has now emerged into a superstar, and on nights like this, guys, he's unstoppable.
Now here's Exum. No points so far. And he gets the bucket.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Outside Nesmith. Sabonis outside. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Well, the rock-solid mechanics of Domantas Sabonis and the catch and shoot.
There's a screen by Robinson Earl. It's Anthony on the take. And Anthony slams it in.
And just a great screen.
And they got a high-powered finish out of it.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
Pippen, no good.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Well, how about the outstanding vision from the crafty point guard, Dante Exum, seeing the floor beautifully.
For 3, Randall. Robinson Earl with a rebound. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. There's a screen by Robinson Earl. Pass to Sensabaugh. 3-pointer. That one is off. And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. Well, Grant, in the spring of 2024, a remarkable streak ended. Domantas Sabonis had recorded 61 consecutive double-doubles.
Yeah, it was the longest streak since the merger back in 1976. Now, Sabonis has led the NBA in rebounding multiple years. Plus, he has averaged 8 assists in a season, so that is big-time production.
Minnesota with some changes.
Amazing. Thanks, everybody.
So it's the Pacers now. Picked by Sabonis. Nesmith on the wing. Back to Sabonis. Picked by Sabonis. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. 4 on the clock. From behind the arc. And Indiana misses again. And so it's Brunson who brings up the ball for the Timberwolves. And there's a pick. Into the lane. Brunson to the basket. It's good.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
Indiana trailing here. Pass to Sabonis. Jacks up a 3. And Camby pulls it down. Got a piece of it. Sabonis outside. And the 3 off target.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
Vassell outside. The kick out to Brunson. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. And that's good. Vassell for 3. Now it's a 5-point Timberwolves lead.
And their offensive execution has really picked up here in the second period.
Nesmith on the wing. Here's O'Neal. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And credit him for understanding the situation and coming through.
And to me, the way you end quarters impacts how you end the game. It can go a long way between a W or an L.
And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. The T-Wolves on top. They lead by 3. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. See you in just a bit. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. All right, we got a chance to check up on Ivica Zubac's status. What do you have, Allie?
Hey guys, Minnesota's head athletic trainer gave me an update. Apparently that knee was twisted pretty severely. No torn ligaments, but still significant pain and swelling. Any injury is the last thing you want this earlier in the year. A bad break for them, Brian.
All we can hope for is that the prognosis isn't as bad as it seems, guys.
Yeah, we were hoping for much better news, and obviously not very encouraging.
No, I mean, this is a big blow, and it will force the team to make some adjustments, not just in terms of personnel in the court, but in terms of strategy.
These are his first free throws of the game. First one falls for him.
At the line for the Timberwolves, Marcus Camby.
He does not get the second one. Pacers trail by 6. Gilgeous-Alexander feeling it out a bit. Pass to Kispert. Lets the three fly. It's rebounded by Minnesota.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Buries it from 3.
Yeah, just pulling up on a dime there. I love Sharp's take-charge attitude.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's got 12. Pass to Sabonis. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Picked by Sabonis. Goes up from the top of the key. And Indiana misses again.
Boy, that makes him 0 for 3 to start the second half. Not the start you were hoping for here.
Here's Robinson Earl.
And I just love how he's making the effort plays that everyone around him appreciates.
It is certainly making an impact tonight.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
Timberwolves substitution, number 7.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Sabonis outside. Left side, Gilgeous-Alexander. Down to 5 on the shot clock. SGA working through contact inside.
After an ugly 0 for 4 to start the half, they get one to fall.
Here's Brunson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Brunson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Doris, how about the evolution of Jalen Brunson's career? From role player to star player.
Yeah, B.A., he begins his career as a backup point guard to the great Luka Doncic. But when given an opportunity to thrive without Luka in the playoffs, he did just that. Then he gets his own team and takes his game to an MVP level. Incredible evolution.
And there it is for him. Brunson's got 10.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets.
And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over.
That was your Pacers afternoon.
And now we're 3 minutes into this third quarter of play. Quickly outside. Pass to Strus. Let's go with a 3. He can't hit that time. And here's Minnesota now. They're on a 12-4 run. And now let's check in to see how Obi Toppin's doing.
Hey guys, the head athletic trainer for the Timberwolves provided some information. The initial reports are saying that this is a serious injury and that he'll likely miss significant playing time. And to have an injury like this so early on in the season isn't easy, but they're confident that they'll be fine while they wait for him to come back. They certainly have a next man up mentality, guys.
All right, Allie, thanks. Appreciate the update. Obviously, guys, you hate to see an injury like this.
Yeah, just so tough. It comes with the territory of being a professional athlete. But yes, here's hoping he recovers soon.
Well, we're obviously hoping for a speedy recovery because we know this about this young guy. He simply loves playing the game.
He's trying to will this team back into it, doing all he can offensively.
You know, part of what makes Julius Randle so effective is that spin move, Doris.
He does like to use that on the interior against taller players to get enough separation. But the number of finishing moves that guy has off the spin, it is really an effective tool. Guys, what you love about Julius Randle is the well-rounded nature of his game. Because he works so hard on his shooting ability, it makes his dribble drive that much more dangerous. That pass had to be thrown not only in the right spot, but at the right time.
There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Vassell outside. This one for three. The rebound by Edey. And so quickly we'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. 9-point game. It's off to Philadelphia after this game, where they'll face the 76ers. And that'll be their only game on the road before heading back home. Now here's Anthony. There's a screen by Robinson Earl. It's Anthony on the take. And Anthony slams it in.
Man, my goodness, the momentum of the drive, the airtime on the finish. Cole Anthony, that is too nice.
Randle. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, and you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
Indiana shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. And Randle drops them both. We've got 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Brunson with it. With 4 on the clock. And the layup is good. Brunson's got 12 points.
And no surprise here, right? This guy is not only a gifted player, but he is so smart on the offensive end.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. And it's all due to their ability to...
49.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Pacers trail by 8. Pass to Edey. From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. They've led by as many as 14.
That's an athletic play by Sharp, putting in the sweat to beat the other guys back on the fast break.
Here's Pippen. Shot from the wing. And perfection right through the net.
They seem to concede that shot, and his response is, thank you very much.
There's a screen. Pass to Vassell. And the three-pointer goes. And the Timberwolves lead by 11.
You know, he's so smooth on his catch-and-shoot jump shots, and Vassell has a natural rhythm on him, too.
Gilgeous-Alexander with the ball. Here's Edey. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. 5 to shoot. No, stopping him there. Jams it in, and he's fouled. An opportunity in a three-point play. It goes on Obi Toppin. A chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Well, not content to take what the defense gives them. I mean, they're attacking the gaps and getting the ball inside.
And another theme in this game to me, guys, has been how lethal they've been in transition. Attack on the break and make sure you convert.
And just shredding apart the defense with his passing. He's helping to pace this offense so well.
And I think they count on him for that. He is a tone setter, extremely unselfish.
It's so sick, the vertical ability.
That was flat out awesome. He has that effortless knack for getting to the hoop. Pass to Sharp. Hey, how's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And so difficult to defend. Sharp has 3-level scoring ability, and he is prolific.
And Gilgeous-Alexander, here we go. And Camby pulls it down.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this. Here in the second half, they've just found better shots.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference. Well, put all that size to good use. Rip it off the backboard.
Pass to Sharp. The kick out to Brunson. Fires for three. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Edey for three. And Toppin pulls it down. Minnesota leading by 12. Three-pointer Sharp. There's the triple. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Well, at least the D was going for it, but he got to the ball just a moment late.
Just about 3 minutes through the fourth and final quarter here. Down low. Here's Edey. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
First personal foul.
You know, Grant, we've seen career performances in the play-in tournament, but the stats don't count for regular season or the playoffs.
You know, that's crazy, B.A. So let's just count them as playoff stats. It used to be only 3 rounds instead of 4, so there is a precedent to adding more games.
Oh!
Yeah, not afraid to finish at the rim. Sharp, just relentless.
The three is up. The rebound by Edey. Pacers trail by 15. Pass to Pippen. From the arc. Hits the trifecta.
Well, you see SGA and the strides he's making as a playmaker. This guy is so good, on point with his reads.
Here's Strus. Here's Pippen. Randall on the screen. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. 4 on the clock. Pulls it. Up again. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Woo. Hard work creating the second chance opportunity. Both sides are simply waiting for the clock to make it official. This is going to end up in the books as a nice win for the Timberwolves.
And at first glance, it appeared to be an easy win for them. However, they had to weather some storms along the way, Grant.
Yeah, in terms of competitiveness, it was a lot closer than the final score indicates.
And it's a performance that will signify their 5th win of the year.
And with this one all but in the record books, they set the tone in the first of what will be only 2 meetings between these teams. Finishing the game strong. This is how you shut the door on any hopes of a comeback.
No question. They've got hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Offensive rebound. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Fires the three. Rebound Minnesota. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Just let the clock run out.
Hey, it's time to celebrate.
There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. Timeout called, the Timberwolves. All right, guys, what's your take?
And they're hoping to wrap this one up.
It's not completely over, and they know that. But if they carry out their game plan, they should be golden.
They are excellent. Your Pacers Youth Dance Team.
And so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one. Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was winding down, this building was stone cold silent.
And that's exactly what you got to do. You have to try to take